Hello and welcome all the viewers into another episode, a special episode of your show around Kuwait, where every episode we share some stories. In some of the episodes we have some of the topics that have been trending and happening in our beloved country. Of course, I'm your host Abdul Latif Al-Anizi, and today I'm joined with my colleague and co-host Sarah. So hello and welcome, Sarah.
Hello Abdul Latif, and hello dear viewers. With a new episode of Around Kuwait, we'll be sharing different stories and inspiring stories. Today we have a special guest with us, and who is he, Abdul Latif?
Today we have a special guest who is Abdullah Al-Dhaidi, a seasoned traveler and tourism guide who has been reshaping the way that we look at travel over a decade. So, hello and welcome Abdullah, and we are so glad to have you here with us at our show on Kuwait.
Hi, hello Abdul Latif and Sarah. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome.
Of course, we're talking about different countries and different experiences, and especially when we're talking about traveling from the heights of Mount of Kilimanjaro to the heart of the local communities. I think one of the things that you are remarkable in and you have experience, so if you could share and talk more about that.
I started traveling 12 years ago. It was normal traveling, but after 5 years I got a little bit bored of city walks and like same cities but different geological spot.
Mm-hmm. Different cultures.
Yeah. So I wanted to try something new. I saw a post on Instagram. It's about climbing a mountain and camping in the mountain for 3 days. Mm-hmm. I thought to myself, okay, this is a new experience I'm gonna try. I tried this experience. It was miserable. It was a bad experience for me.
Why?
I wasn't ready. My bag was big. My tent got damaged. I slept in the wild. I wasn't ready at all.
Okay.
The rain got me all wet. I had to bring a raincoat and stuff. There is some gears for this kind of trips, but I wasn't ready.
So it got to be really difficult for you.
It was very difficult.
How did you get over it? With it? Like, did you, let's say, go back to the city?
No, I managed actually. Some of the people in the group, they helped me with the tent, with the stuff. It was a bad experience, but after this experience, I got a feeling when I got back in Kuwait, this satisfaction, this like a new experience feeling. I don't know what they call it, but it got me into this stuff. I want to do it again and again and again. And I went to so many mountains, so many adventures after that.
So Abdullah, usually when we have a bad experience, I mean, like everyone, after that they don't want to try it, but you wanted to try it. So something, let's say, sparked your interest and ignited. So it made you to want to try it again and again. But can you tell us exactly what it was?
I think meeting myself. I wasn't with myself in the old trips, in the past trips, but in this trip, climbing the mountain, being quiet, walking for hours, building the tent alone, I think I met myself in this trip. I went to a deep spots into my mind. I think this is what got the
having
satisfaction.
new experiences and having a new edition of Abdullah, let's say. Speaking behind tourism and traveling around, and I think you're learning a lot of things such as like culture and new things about different countries. What of the things that when you travel around, I'm sure you would look for a specific thing in each country. What are the things that you would look around for in each country? Is it culture? Is it the nature? Is it the tradition stuff in each country? Or you just like want to go around and search and know more about each country?
Depends on the country. I think it depends on the country. If it's a nature country or it's a culture country, depends on. But mostly, as Abdullah, I look for adventures. I look for the wilderness. In
the new Abdullah.
The new Abdullah.
Not the old one who used to travel like any other person.
Now, like, just get me out of the city. Any city. I don't want to be in the city.
Have you ever went to jungles?
Jungles, yeah, always. Jungles,
but is there like big
lakes,
instincts and like big animals? Like it scares me off. I'm not gonna lie.
I went to a jungle in Florida. There was a lake there.
Crocodile's Lake.
The Crocodile's Lake.
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
It's my nightmare. Yeah, I see a lot of videos on social media about it.
I took a kayak. I wanted to do kayaking inside this lake. The place where I rent the kayak from, they told me, please be careful, there is a lot of crocodiles.
They made you to sign like out of responsibility?
Exactly, out of responsibility.
Okay.
And they told me if any crocodile came to you, just hit it in the paddle.
Yeah.
On the head.
On the head. Yeah.
On the head, it's gonna go away. So I told him, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway.
It's got to be.
But I want to know how he felt. He has this kind of strong, hard feelings while you're having crocodiles around you.
I think I'm addicted to adrenaline. So when I'm scared, like
did you see any
I
kind of crocodile?
I saw them, but there were a distance between us. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see them, like
I can
a
see
lot
them.
of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And not only crocodiles, there are lots of snakes on the trees on the lake.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
And different animals. Many of it are actually invisible. So having this experience have you also went to the Northern Light? Have you seen it?
Actually, I seeked it 3 times, 3 trips, paid thousands, but actually I didn't catch one.
It's actually called Northern Lights hunting.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to hunt it down, you have to look for it, and not always it's actually there.
Yeah.
It depends on the season.
I couldn't see them, unfortunately.
Yeah. So can you elaborate on some of the different activities that you include of local tourism?
Local tourism. After traveling the world for so many years, I thought Kuwait needs activities, needs local tourism. So I brought some of the things I've seen outside of Kuwait. I brought them inside, like sunrise yoga, meditation, like stargazing. We brought the biggest telescope in Kuwait to see the stars and the moon with scientists, like specifically this field.
Yeah, like astrophysicists.
Astrophysicists, exactly, to explain more to people. Camping, of course, how to build the tent, how to build the fire, like the basic camping, not the luxury camping we do nowadays. This is some of them. We do the bee hunting experience, how to take care of the bees, how to take the
Have you went to one of the islands here in Kuwait?
Yeah, all of them. Of course, I'm an adventurer.
It is really good, especially here in Kuwait when we talk about the local tourism. Now, a lot of people have been like thinking, like when I say local tourism, they think immediately to, let's say, to Winter Wonderland or some of the playgrounds. No, it's not about that. It's about the local, and we are rich of culture and local, like Mbarkia Market, like Studio House, like Bobian Island. It's got to be really amazing. So these things, if we actually invest even more on it, we're gonna look even better and better when we have more tourism on the future, inshallah.
Of course, yeah. Abdullah, as you have mentioned, you had different experiences throughout your journey. If we want to talk about one of the experiences that you had, what is one of the most experience that you would never forget, other than having the crocodiles around you?
It's a sad story. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Sure.
That's okay, we share a story. Like as soon as it's appropriate.
You're going to cry with me.
I'm going to cry?
From happy or from...
No, from sadness.
No, we want happy.
This is the most extreme thing happened to me.
Try to tell it with more happiness.
We want to share. We want to know and let him share more about his experience.
Let's
see if we're going to cry or no.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. While trying to climb Mount Everest, it's the highest mountain in the world.
Yes.
I went hiking for 18 days, hiking with one of my friends. We were supposed to climb for 40 days, but on the day of 18th, after camping for 18th day, not showering, eating little food, your mind is blowing at this time after 18 days of no internet. Like at the day of 18th, we were climbing, and the ice was like this tall or 1 meter height.
It's like you're swimming in ice.
Exactly. My friend fell down. He was crying. He's telling me, I can't see. He went blind.
He went blind?
He went blind. And he can't move his arms
body,
or his legs.
Frostbite,
Yeah, it's not frostbite. It was from the lack of oxygen. The oxygen is not reaching his eyes or
his body, basically.
His body, yeah. So he fell. I turned out to the guide. I told him, is this normal? He says, yeah, some of the people get this lack of oxygen, but we have to get him down. I told him, okay, request a chopper to take him out. He told me, no, there is no helicopter like parking spot here. We have to get him out. We tried to hold him and take him down, but he was so heavy. So I was like overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. We couldn't like move him.
Especially when you're not in your own place, and people around you are strange and different environment, and you're doing. I get the feeling.
And I wasn't like totally like sane. I had some of the lack of oxygen too. I had some of the tiredness, the altitude sickness, the sickness you get when you get high on the mountains. They call it altitude sickness. So I was like, I couldn't move for 10 minutes or something. And I saw some group there, American groups, two girls with 3 guides. So I went to them, I told them, can we borrow 1 guide so we can take my friend down? They told me, okay, ask him if he wants to. I told him, please. He said no. I told him, my friend is dying. He said, no, he's not dying. He's just blind.
Wow.
Get him down as soon as possible.
It's like he's getting blind, like whatever. Like most of us would do that.
Maybe they're used to it in the mountains. I don't know. He said, get him down and he will be fine. I told him, how can I get him down?
The ice is at your head level.
Exactly, and he's heavy, and I'm like, small, and the other guide is small. So I told him, okay, I'm gonna give you $100. Please take him out with me. He said no. I told him, please, $300. Take him out with me. He said, okay, I'm gonna do it. So we took him down. We ordered a helicopter. They took him to the hospital in the.
How is he now?
In the capital. No, he's fine. Like after 5 hours of oxygen, he was.
Vision,
I think he wouldn't do it anymore.
Vision, movements, mobility,
vision, everything is fine.
Oh, thank God! Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Please don't go to Mount Everest.
Wait, would you do this? Any kind of experience again? We would like to know.
Actually, I went to Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa. After that, in 1 year after that.
Okay, so it's okay for you.
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay.
He loves adventure.
He as he mentioned at the first, he loves the adrenaline rush.
Of course.
That's actually really good. So the Kilimanjaro, you just mentioned the mountain. It was, let's say, a unique experience, a different experience for you, right?
Exactly.
So can you share another memorable experience for you, close to this one?
It wasn't as hard as Everest. Kilimanjaro, you can do it. Kilimanjaro is the highest peak in Africa and one of the 7 highest summits in the world. So, but the duration to the peak is 7 to 10 days. It's very shorter than Everest. So I wanted to try it. It was nice. It was not as hard as Everest. One memorable moment, you say?
Yeah.
I think the sunrise from the peak, it was heart-touching, I think. I don't know, I'm speechless.
It's got to be really amazing because you lost the words literally. But what I meant also is like another place like Kilimanjaro, same feeling, same beautiful moment that you will never forget. Like, I mean, you mentioned the Crocodile Lake, the Kilimanjaro. So other than that, is there like another place that you would mention as a remarkable place?
Nothing on my mind now, but I believe there is. But the mountains, I think the feeling you get in the mountains is very, very unique. The mountain is epic. It's great. It's written in the Quran. So many times how the greatness of the mountain, the epicness of the mountain. So I think the feeling you get there is not any feeling you get anywhere else.
Of course, and with that, Abdul Latif, we're gonna get to know more about our guest and his adventures, of course, but we're gonna head to a break and we'll be back.
Hello and welcome back, our dear viewers. After the short break, we're continuing with our dear and special guest, Abdullah Daidi, more about his, let's say, journey of traveling. So Abdullah, continuing at the question that we had for today, your book, I Found Comfort Outside of the Comfort Zone. Outside the comfort zone sounds really intriguing. And what motivates you to write it?
It's very funny what motivated me. My mother, she was always telling me, why do you travel? You're always traveling. What's the benefit of traveling? You're not here. Is this a hotel?
We always have these comments.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I was traveling like 20 times a year. I was not here.
Well, how many times?
20 times.
Around 20 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm 2 times, and I think it's really much. Wow.
Usually there are short trips, like 3 days to 4 days.
Even though.
Yeah. She was pushing me all the time. So during COVID, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna show my mother what is the benefit of traveling. So I started writing, but it went very wide.
Okay, I have to comment on this one.
Yeah.
Because at these days we've been seeing a lot of writers, of book writers, and many of them has nothing to share. They have some poems while they are not poets. They have something like novels while they are not, let's say, have a background on that. They only think that they have some feelings. I mean, this is how a writer should be. Someone who has experience. You traveled to almost, before the interview, you told us like almost 80 countries, right?
Yeah.
You had like thousands of experience, like in every country, like there's tens of experience. So it's got to be really perfect. So this is actually the book that you want to buy. This is actually the book that you want to hear about and to read.
Thank you.
Well, thank you about that. This is actual motivation for a lot of people to actually read it.
It's all true stories that I lived. It's nothing on my mind, nothing from my mind.
Well, that's really perfect. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, speaking on what you have wrote in your book, what's so special about your book? Like a part of it that's really, I'm sure when you wrote your own book, you have a certain part of it that's really meaningful and really special for Abdullah.
After each story, I write the impact of that story on me and how it changed my personality as Abdullah. So I think this is the great part of my book, how traveling can impact on you. I used to hear a lot, Abdullah, you've changed. Abdullah, in a positive way. Abdullah, you've changed. You're not Abdullah that I met in the school. You're not Abdullah who went with me in that trip. So I've changed on so many levels on my personality.
Like socially and by mind, spiritually?
Like, totally different person, totally. I was closed-minded. I was like lot of stuff that.
Especially when you're having new experiences when you're alone.
Yeah.
And when you're alone, I think you would experience a lot of things. Even if I'm not an adventurer or traveling around or knowing more about, but when I travel alone, I experience different things. I have this kind of feeling knowing things that I've never seen before because I'm alone. There's no one with me.
Thank you.
So I'm sure with you and your adventures, you had a lot of different new things, of course.
This is the best part of my book, like how it impacted my personality.
Because it has like, let's say, a powerful impact on your personality. But I have to ask, at which level do you think, or like at which stage exactly you started to change? Like, is it maybe like after reaching 20 countries or like after maybe a mountain experience or something?
The mountain experience I told you about, the 3 days climbing, mountain camping, here when I started to change. I used to travel a lot before that, but nothing impacted on my personality.
Not adventures, as you mentioned.
Yeah, cities, like walking. It's like the things we do in Kuwait, what we do outside.
Trying
like
restaurants.
Eating, cafes and
Same
stuff.
thing, thank you.
There is no impact on my personality, but when I started another path, another adventures, another experiences, that's what changed me the most.
That's really great. Yeah. So, can you specific even more highlights on your book that, let's say, has a powerful life lesson for you? Some of the stories maybe that you wrote on your book?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story that changed my life the most.
Even more than the mountain, 3 days at the mountain?
More than the mountain.
Okay.
It was very like a small story. It wasn't expected. It's a boring story.
No, nothing is boring actually, especially with the traveler. Nothing is boring.
It's a boring story, but it's a memorable and very highlighting story that he wants to mention.
It changed my life.
True.
And changed his life.
Changed my life. I met someone from getting back from the mountain in Nepal. I met someone in the airport, a Chinese lady. We talked and talked and talked. We were walking around the place. She told me, I'm going to give you a book that changed my life. I thought, okay, what book is this? She brought me a book, The Power of Now. I don't know if you've heard of it. They call it The Power of Now. The book that changed my whole perspective in life. It shows you how to live in the moment, how to live in the now, not in the future, not in the past. Like all the misery in your mind is in the past or in the future. The now moment is the happiest moment, and the life is now.
Yes.
So this book like
changed everything.
We
always say that, Abdul Latif, and I actually always say that to myself and everyone around. When you're living your life, live the moment you're living right now, because you never know tomorrow what might happen. Don't even think of the future or later on what might happen. Okay, have some your own plans and aims, but live the moment now, because it might be too late in the future, of course, as you have mentioned.
Do you mean like not all of my energy in the future?
In general, like live each moment in the right moment. Like everything happens in the right moment.
Then I'm doing everything wrong. So
usually people like
I'm gonna try to read the book actually.
Yeah. Please do.
Yes.
Because it's actually got to be perfect to know that, because I'm a person who try to plan of the future. I'm always trying to plan of the future, and I'm not gonna lie, not all of it actually aims right, but some of it, and sometimes most of it. Alhamdulillah. Well, that's actually good. But I don't actually, not every time live the moment, because for tomorrow, even tomorrow, I planned that, and it be already planned. So for a lot of people, they actually don't like that. But back to the question, back to your journey, Abdullah. How did you come up with activities like stargazing, honey expectation, horse riding into local experiences?
I saw them outside from traveling. I saw these trips. They do this like everywhere in the other countries. They do a lot of stuff, like simple stuff. Come, let's do the garden. How to plant something. How to take the honey from the forest. Like a lot of simple stuff. They make it big. They make it an experience.
They make it fun.
They make it fun. Thank you. We don't do this in Kuwait. So I told myself, okay, let's do this in Kuwait. It doesn't have to be like a mall or something, or paying a lot of money to have fun.
Yeah,
exactly. So I just brought them.
Yeah,
we always have anything.
We always have these kind of experiences, but especially we try these activities and experiences only when we travel. I don't know why, but only when we travel. Speaking on traveling and experiencing throughout your journey, I want to have a specific out-of-the-box question. If a person is traveling for a short trip, how do you think this person should take a baggage with him or her? Because we always think that we're going for 3 or 4 days, especially girls, having two big baggages.
Especially for her. Thank you.
So I would like to know, how would you manage while you're traveling for a short trip, or let's talk more about short trip.
If I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna do it?
Maybe.
I don't think
you
so.
Never know.
Actually, ladies, they all
maybe.
because you can manage your luggage through the experience. Because after a while, you will know exactly what you're gonna need. Like for 5 days, I know that.
And to be honest, Abdul Latif, every time if I have a different trip, like shorter, time by time, like this time I would take a lot of things. The next trip I would rather remove the things that I didn't use, and the other trip I would take certain things. It's time by time I'm learning each trip what things do I have to take with me.
Yeah.
So it's giving me a lesson.
So can you maybe elaborate on that? If you can like give us some advice.
We want to know how he manages his baggage.
I do this, 5 days, five tops, 3 bottoms, 2 shoes.
Okay.
I take 2 extra t-shirts for emergencies, for anything.
Of course.
Changing my mind, maybe.
So some sauces on the shirt.
Do you want me to tell him how many outfits? I would take an outfit in the morning, and then an outfit in the afternoon, and then outfit for dinner.
Between them.
So it's like 4 outfits per day.
A day.
Just in case. It's 3 outfits, but it's 4 outfits per day.
But they usually don't use them.
No.
I traveled with a lot of
they
ladies,
actually wear only one, and they only go back to the hotel after like from the first time, so they only need one outfit.
It depends on which country, actually.
Yeah, sometimes I travel in only one outfit.
Yeah,
like,
most
I go
of
there.
countries, yeah, you go out at the morning, you went back to the hotel at night, so
Because-
you need one outfit.
Yeah, but what I love to do is actually sometimes I go in one outfit and I do the shopping there. I go to the local shops and I buy and I wear like they are wearing. This actually I did it only one time. I did it one time and it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was like a bad experience. And it was a lesson. So that's why her question was actually really important about the luggage. You know, I want it to be like spontaneous, adventure, like going, it was really a bad experience.
Just plan and prepare. Plan and
Prepare.
prepare. Like first day.
How
second
do you
day.
prepare for each? Let's not talk about preparing your baggage. If any person today would like to travel, especially like if we're having a short weekend or any kind of holiday, we would prepare for traveling. What's the first things that you would prepare? Is it booking a ticket? Is it booking a hotel? Is it putting tips for the trip you want to go or the destination? How do you prepare for the trip?
First thing, I choose the destination. I choose the destination, of course. I want to travel there. Then I search for the flight tickets. Which
First the flight, then the hotel, right?
yeah,
Because
first
you
the
always
flight.
find hotels, but
You
not
can-
always you find flights.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there is thousands of hotels everywhere. So, there is also Airbnb and there is also guest house. There is a lot of options to stay.
Yeah.
But the flight, the season, which season is the best? Is it summer, winter? Where the flight is cheapest or at least average, not high priced. So I choose the dates, I choose the flight, and then I search for a place to stay in. The cities
A
I'm going to
place
stay
in the middle of the city or
I'm
nearby?
not a city guy.
Oh, you're not a city guy.
at
Okay,
all.
yeah.
You got bored of it, like
Yeah.
cities,
Yeah.
walking the cities,
I-
same places, but
Same.
different skins, let's say, different
Atmospheres.
shades. Yeah,
Thank
different
you.
no, different atmospheres actually sometimes is good, but unfortunately it becomes all of it like the same.
Exactly.
Especially with social media, borders are become really closer. Lots of things like you say, like if you're here, you can find some famous restaurants. You go to other places, you find the same restaurants. I mean, what's new with that?
Yeah.
But you tried something good. So, and at your question, like, what do you like choose? Which type of tickets before? I actually once I booked a ticket for a hotel, and then I reserved a hotel, and it cost me like a couple of hundreds of KDs, and then I wanted to book, and it was non-refundable, and then I wanted to book for airplanes, and I found none. So I lost a couple of hundred KD. So that's a lesson I would give you. Book the
Always-
flights, of
Always
course.
book for cancellation.
It was actually the second time I travel solo.
After COVID, we always book free cancellation, like never non-refundable.
Of course.
Because we've
You
lost
never
lot
know
of
what happens.
money. Yeah,
You never know what happens, Abdul. You never know.
I've lost a lot of money.
Immediately shut down. Like, you know, like out of the blue. You wake up, okay, I'm going to the airplane. Oh, shut down. There's COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all of it for our safety, and we are thankful to our governmental entities for that. So getting back to the question, how do you balance between, let's say, thrills and adventure with your trips? Because sometimes you want it to balance with that. You don't want to make it all of it like full of thrills, like the Crocodile's Lake on Florida. Like exactly, what do you do to balance between different types of activities?
No, I don't usually do. Like, it's not all traveling. It's not all my travels are adventure, extreme adventures. I do normal traveling. Most of
still,
times,
you do
yeah.
that? Oh, that's
I
good.
just came from a ski trip. Just a
Well,
ski trip.
that's
yeah.
adventure. That's a good adventure.
Yeah,
Not gonna
of
lie.
course.
Yeah, but not as extreme adventures, but I like sports. I do like normal sports trips. I went diving, like snorkeling someplace.
But it's fun, what I mean, like
It's fun,
snorkeling.
yeah.
I mean, it's different. Like getting beaten from a crocodile. I mean, come on, that was really extremely dangerous. I mean, the facility out there, they actually warn you, like, please don't be eaten. Come back at one piece. Like,
But he's enjoying.
yeah, he is,
Yes,
and
of
I'm
course.
actually enjoying that you're enjoying that,
Of
especially
course.
with your book.
Thank you.
Of course. And we're going to get to know more about our guest today, but after this break. Be back.
Welcome back, our viewers. Continuing our interview with our beloved guest, Abdullah Dayi, a traveler, a unique and different traveler, giving us this remarkable experience that we had, and especially with our interview for today. So, welcome back, Abdullah. And Abdullah, getting back to the questions, as extensive in traveler, can you tell us like which destination that you recommend for like travelers who want a transformative experience?
I think seek the mountain. Seek the mountain everywhere. Not a specific destination, but the mountain, the mountain, the mountain. Seek the mountain, hiking, climbing, camping, whatever. But the minimum you can do 3 days. Please, 3 days. If you go to the mountain in a teleferic for 24 hours or something, this is not an experience. You have to climb it yourself. You have to hike it, hike it, trekking yourself. Yeah. Exactly.
Of course, that's interesting. Abdullah, nowadays I think most of us would follow any kind of trends, and especially when we're talking about traveling, most of the people would follow any kind of destination, but following the trend. Each year we would find, whether it's in the summer or winter days, this certain destination or country is the trend of the year. Everyone would go there. Are you this kind of person that follows the trend, or you would love to explore your own kind of destinations?
I think the trend now is Moscow. I think you've
Yes,
seen lots of people.
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's even, I heard it's not even the season that people would visit at this time.
I mean, come on, you want to go to freeze?
Uh,
I mean, it's actually minus 20 and more degree.
Yeah.
I did my research. I think it's a whole year destination. You can do a winter experiences in the winter, and you can do summer experiences in the summer.
Yeah.
For me, Abdullah, actually I don't follow the trends. Actually, I'm the opposite. When I see a lot of people are going to this destination, I say, oh, I'm not going there.
You would explore somewhere
I want
else.
to explore something else. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's nice.
So if I want to go to Moscow, like exactly which time you would recommend for me to go there? Is it maybe in summer or spring?
Depend on you. Do you like cold or
No.
do you like summer?
If I'll go for cold, I'll go there for only 2 days, ski, and then come back.
Thank you.
Because
You would freeze,
I don't
not
wanna-
ski. Freeze.
Yeah, especially like at the mid, and then you're gonna see my face freezing, like no expressions.
Of course.
So, like which maybe season would you recommend for me to go to?
Moscow.
Yeah, for Moscow.
I think summer.
Summer.
Yeah. If you're not.
It won't be like minus degree.
It is, but it's still better in the summer.
Oh.
You can
Yeah.
do lot of more of activities in the summer.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
less
of course.
freezing. Well, that's a good
Less
thing.
freezing, yeah.
So, what if I wanted to ask you about an advice for like a travel advice for enthusiasts who want to, let's say, try something new, something fun, but yet there is something holding them back, but they don't know about. So, advice.
Take the leap. Take the leap.
The power of now.
The power of now. Take the
Yeah.
leap. Don't think too much about it. For me, it started all with a post on Instagram. I saw this post. I told myself, I want to go. I had zero knowledge. I had zero background about hiking and climbing, and now, like, I'm taking people to do this stuff.
Wow.
I opened a company to take people to these kind of adventures. So if
Thank
I
you
didn't
about
take
that.
the leap,
Really, thank you. to open a company to help these people, I think it's got to be really amazing.
thank you.
Yeah, because for a lot of people, they actually need the help, and at the first, we need to start with someone help, someone who's actually have the experience to help us out. I mean, I don't want to go through a person I don't know. Like he says that he had the experience. Like, do you have something that you can share me with? A lot of people, they actually just want to go. They travel like 3 to 4 times, 6 times max, and then they say, okay, I want to open, like, let's say, do that and take another people and charge them about that. But if as you, Abdullah, have this experience until like you have a book, so that's got to be actually really perfect to start to start a business out of it. So like, and as of the saying that we know. If you work for the things that you love, you never have to work a day.
Yes,
So
of
that's
course.
got to be amazing.
And
Thank
especially when we're talking about traveling and having these kind of plans from A to Z, I think it's really hard. Not anyone would be able to guide and to know what things they want to do. Like for me, for example, I would rather plan my trip from A to Z, even risk it, than let somebody else plan my own trip. Speaking behind having your own project and plans and your clients, what's your upcoming future projects and plans?
Upcoming, I'm doing Mexico this summer. I'm
Wow.
doing,
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing Russia next month,
Wow.
but not Moscow.
No, Moscow.
Nah,
You don't want to go to the popular places. You love to go to different
remote
places.
Exploring
places.
different
Yeah,
places.
exploring remote. Russia is one of the biggest countries in the
True.
world. I think the second or the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places there. So we're going to Moscow for one night, and then we're taking a flight to get deep in Russia.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
even
to
interesting.
frozen lakes, frozen mountains, frozen
Yeah.
caves.
Maybe
to-
can play some ice skating.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually good project. So maybe in the future, are you also planning to see the Northern Lights? Because this is, I think, the only one that you wish to see.
I want to see them, but not as hard as before.
Why?
It's like I'm with the flow now. If I see them, okay. Because
I don't think you're gonna be able to see them like from Russia, right? I think you can.
There is
but-
some spots, yeah. There is some,
Maybe
but
in
I'm
the
not
up
going
north.
to. Yeah, up north, yeah.
Yeah, because for a lot of people,
Monminsk or something, a city called Monminsk. People
Minsk.
usually Monminsk, something like this.
really,
Yeah.
I know Minsk.
Minsk, maybe. I
Minsk,
think, yeah.
But Minsk, I think maybe it's another one.
Maybe.
Because they have actually a lot of small areas also. That's actually got to be really amazing because for a lot of people, they wanted to try traveling, but they never did. Sometimes they wanted to do some adventures, but they wanted to make it safe. So, for upcoming projects, are you planning to make it like half safe, mid safe, extremely safe? Truth.
When I have people, or for me?
Yeah. No, for you.
For you, for me, I usually do mid-safe.
Mid-safe.
I don't do extreme safe because
It's gonna be boring.
It's boring, yeah.
Yeah.
And not zero safety is like, it's dangerous. So I usually do mid-safe. I usually look for companies that are mid-priced, not very high-priced, not very low-priced, because usually low-priced are cheap on safety, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so I go with mid-priced, and I tell them I'm an adventurer. I did lot of adventures. So please don't be so much careful with me.
That's got to be actually really amazing. Of course,
Yeah.
Abdullah, we're going to continue this remarkable interview that we are actually really having fun with, but we have the short to break. So for your viewers, stay tuned and we will be right back.
Welcome back to Around Kuwait with our special guest, Abdullah. Abdullah, speaking behind on your journey, we heard that you were in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We would like to know, and if you could share any new experiences that you had in the Philippines, and I'm sure you had really remarkable moments because Philippines has different parts that's really amazing when we're talking about culture and tradition things, of course.
Philippines was amazing. It's the cleanest sea I've seen in my life.
Where was it? Was it in Boracay or somewhere else?
It was in Palawan.
Okay.
Palawan. They had the clearest sea I've seen.
It's like crystal clear as you describe it.
Yeah, I went snorkeling there. I went diving there.
Oh.
I've seen lot of turtles, lot of sea creatures. It was breathtaking. Philippines is very nice country. It's like the Maldives, but way cheaper.
Than the Maldives.
Than the Maldives.
Well, you just mentioned something that I wanted to ask you about, and it's exactly, you mentioned the cheapest. Now we talked about the best places that you could travel to if you want to adventure. We talked about like the seasons, like if you want to go to Moscow and whatever, like which season you want to go, the variety of activities that you can have. Now let's talk about the budget. A lot of people cannot afford. They don't have like business travels, like they don't have like business or like limited funding. So if they wanted to travel to another country, and sometimes, let's say, they want to go with the family members, and you know that will be costing way more. So do you recommend, what's the best country, like beach-wise and let's say nature-wise, to travel to with a low budget?
As I told you before, there is always a cheaper options. Like you want to go to the Maldives, you're gonna pay 3,000, 4,000 a trip. You go to Philippines, you
Minimum actually for the Maldives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can find in Philippines or Indonesia, Bali, you can find the same activities you can do there, the same clean water you can do with a way cheaper price and the same level of resorts.
But we're always
Really?
having these kind of countries or destinations having a high budget of flights, let's say, because it's a long distant flight.
Yeah.
We're having this kind of high price for the flights. But I heard, I'm not sure about this, that travelers that travel much have like a certain day or a couple of days throughout the week. I think it's Monday and Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm not sure that
Yeah.
they book with a cheaper ticket price. I'm not sure if this is right.
I think this is a myth because it's
Okay.
not. I've tried it myself. Sometimes it works, but most of times don't.
It
So
doesn't.
I think it's a myth, or I don't know. It's the airline algorithm, but it's not like 100% you can rely on.
Maybe because that to Tuesday, it's actually known that most of the people who want to travel, they actually travel at Thursday or at
Yeah.
the weekend or the start of the week, but not the mid of the week because not a lot of people want to travel there, especially at Tuesday. So when you want to travel, you should go, let's say, choose these types of places at this time exactly, right?
What I know for sure, and I've asked my colleagues in the airlines, they told me there is 20% of the seats in the flight with this price.
Yes.
There is like 15 seats, this price, 20 seats, this price. So they usually start
Depends
with
which
the
one you
lowest
book.
price. When the flights get full, they
The
don't
rate will get
raise
higher.
the price.
It's just the
But
rate
next
that gets
seats,
higher.
Yeah,
Yes.
the next seats are in this price, and the final few seats in this price.
Yeah.
But usually when people they find a cheap tickets like before the flight 2 days or 3 days before, usually it is a cancelled tickets from
Yeah,
one of
true.
the cheapest seats
That got cancelled.
that got cancelled. Thank you.
Yeah,
This is
of
for
course.
sure.
Yeah,
But
because
Monday, Tuesday,
we always
yeah.
say that if you booked on a business or economy class, you would book it at a different range and I would book it at a different range depending on which day you have booked and when it was booked. But at the end of the day, it's on the same class.
Yeah.
But depending on the seat itself, yes, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't be smart about it.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah. So you can mention that it was like, let's say, like maybe lucky. You can say. So, what about the touristic places that we have here in Kuwait? I mean, the Touristic Enterprises Company, they are doing a really remarkable job in regards of tourism, especially here. But let's say, let's highlight more about the islands. Like, do you think that we should do some projects at some of the islands, like to increase the tourism here in Kuwait?
I think, yeah, we have to have an official organization to take people to those islands, to make activities in these islands like snorkeling, diving. We do this stuff, but it's all an individual effort. We need an organization in Kuwait to do this stuff because we have a marvelous islands in Kuwait,
Yeah.
marvelous
Okay.
sea.
Yeah, I think we should have more campaigns, more
Inshallah.
agencies, more organizations, because with that people would know more, and especially when we're talking about the new generation and kids and so on, so they would be able to know more about Kuwait, of course.
And thank you, Abdullah, one more time for being here with us at our show. We're actually so glad to have you, to know more about your story, to know more about your journey. It was actually really, let's say, joyful, especially for us. And thank you one more time.
Thank you guys. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Abdul Latif.
You're welcome.
Of course, dear viewers, we had a really inspiring and enjoyable episode for today with our guest Abdullah, exploring and knowing more about tourism and going around. And of course, we hope you enjoyed our episode for today.
And we would see you for the next time. And of course, goodbye for now.